Perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us, Brother Derrick 3X from out of New York City, who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. I'm honored.
Praise be to Allah. The honor is ours. The first thing that we want to know from you, sir, is well, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I first I first actually heard the teachings in 1990, early 1990. Although I didn't hear of of Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and specifically I heard the name of Farrakhan in about 84, 85 when I was like in 84 I was 13. So but what got me to really listen to the minister was, the first job I had after high school. Somebody was talking strong about the minister. I went to junior high school with him, and he was talking so good, and then it sparked my interest.
Mm.
And then around when I was taking a couple of classes at York College in Queens, they were showing a video of the minister's press conference from '89 after the October Savior's Day in DC.
Mm.
And I wanted to know more, naturally. And then the following month they had his interviews on Primetime Live and on the Phil Donahue show, and I really wanted to know more. And then of course my older brother had the records by Public Enemy, and of course Public Enemy had the minister's name all over the album. And good. And then the following month, I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know more. It was It was an incident that happened in Teaneck, New Jersey. It was on a young black brother's name was Philip Pennell Jr. He got killed in Teaneck, and it happened. It was my April 10th, 1990, the day I turned 19 years old.
Mm.
And then the following week, that's when I started looking for the mosque.
Mm.
And I went up to I got off the train on 125th Street after work. I just walked the whole from 8th Avenue to 5th Avenue where the mosque was at that time, on 2033. And I said, wait, did I get the wrong address? And then I saw brothers step out on, the front door post. I said, okay, oh, here it is. There they are. And I went upstairs, and that day they were playing the minister's lecture at Malcolm X College on the 25th anniversary of Malcolm's assassination.
Mm.
And I still wanted to know more. And because I was, when I get a thirst for knowledge, I want to know more.
Mm.
I started going to the library, getting books. At that time, I couldn't find any on the minister in the library. I just got what I could, Malcolm and then all that.
Yes, sir.
And then, my first regular meeting was a month later, on May the 16th, and I first heard. At that time, he was brother Kevin, may Allah be pleased with him, brother Abdul Hafiz Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And of course, I love what he heard. I love what he taught, and I wanted to hear more. And then I heard him. And then the following week, after the meeting was over, I actually shook his hand and met him. And he was, when I met him, he was down to earth and a pleasant brother, and he was till the day Allah brought him back to him. And and then from there, I went to the they had a um, we had our study group at that time in Queens, um, and that was the day I actually accepted. Brother James, who's now in Tampa, Florida, he was over the Queen Study Group. He taught so hard that I couldn't. I had no choice but just stand up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, bro. I guess I could write a book on all this, but and then I think that same week it was Thursday. The orientation at that time was Thursday. I went back to the mosque, and there was a strong lieutenant at that time. He was known as Arthur 4X, but he's Arthur Muhammad. He was over New York right now after. Yeah. But at that time, Brother Arthur, he's so strong. He was the closest equivalent to the nation had to the drill instructor from the movie Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
Oh, after then, I wrote my letter and everything like that, and then during the waiting period, Brother Arthur, he was the type, he would whip you into shape. And at that time, I was heavy, and of course another story. I'm heavy now, but he will really make you work. And and as a result, I'm getting How to Eat to Live, Message to the Black Man, all that, and then following the How to Eat to Live the way that I did at that time. At that time, I was about 300, over 300. And then in following it to the degree that I had, I had lost about 80 pounds. All praise is due to Allah. And I finally I recited in September 1990.
Beautiful. Okay, great. And how did your family and friends feel once you accepted, sir?
Well, my mother, she was not crazy about it. My oldest brother, he was the out of my immediate family, he was the most accepting of it. And though she was a devout Christian, my aunt, my uncle's first wife, she was like my godmother. She was my godmother. She was very positive about it, but because I later found out that her uncle by marriage was Clarence 13X, who started the 5 Percenters. And my second cousin is Clarence's grandson. Clarence's daughter had a child by my first cousin. And I didn't, and that part I didn't find out too many years later. And that's probably a story in itself.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. And I want to thank you and thank everyone who continues to watch. My sister Miriam sends a greetings, and thank everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Well, Brother Derrick, I've got connected with you through one of your comments on one of the interviews that we've done, where you said you were at the mosque when the police attacked in New York.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us what was the climate like and what took place?
Well, initially when that day, it seemed like just a regular day to go to the mosque. It was January 9th, 1994. Um, I was put on front door post. It was myself and another brother. His name was James 21. We were talking about how cold it was that day, and it was freezing. It was brick. Yeah, literally we know that moments later it would get real hot.
Mm, mm, mm.
And then next thing you know, it was two police that they came up to the door where we're standing, and they were trying to get entry, and then we were trying, we didn't know, you just can't come in here, something to that effect. And it, and it seemed like they were, because the other brother was a lot smaller than I was,
Mm.
like, and then they were they're trying to get in, and we weren't letting them pass, and then it's a little muddy what happened in between. It just broke off.
Mm.
And they shouted Allahu Akbar. And we weren't thinking about no cold. It was hot.
Mm. 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 Mm.
And like swarming police, and I guess because at that moment I was thinking about, I'm into like history, because I remember past events where police came to our mosques. Um, I was specifically thinking of what happened in, not just what happened in New York in 1972. I was thinking about what happened in Los Angeles in '62.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I was saying, I'm praying a lot. If that what happened there wasn't going to happen in here.
Praise be to Allah.
And all I just said, and like I said, all I know, I pulled a car off of one brother, and I just had the I had the cop's gun in my. I didn't pull it out of his holster. It was on. I had the barrel, the grip on in my hand. I I wasn't letting them. I wasn't letting them use it. But I was ready. If Allah was going to bring me back to Him, I would make sure if that event comes, my I would have company in the meat wagon.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir. So you call Allahu Akbar. Do you remember the brothers who were there with you, or do you remember any of that, or no? Outside of that one brother?
But I remember. I know one brother I remember there was at that time your brother Chris, his brother Khalil now. He he was he's the one I remember when all the action started. But everything else is kind of, like I said, it's mostly a blur.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then once it's over and I see all of the people who spoke about it said that people were coming from all over. The brothers was coming. It was like a standoff. How how was everybody communicating with no cell phones and stuff like that? How was everybody getting the word out? Like, what's going on?
I couldn't, like I said, since like I said, I was in the middle of it. I couldn't really tell
Mm. Yes, sir. And okay, so after that's over and it's not a blur. What do you remember after it's not a blur? Like, what's the last thing you remember? Like, you come out and there are brothers there, the community's there, or you like what happens last?
you. Once I got they got me specifically back inside.
Mm, mm,
Um, I see like I said, a few others from other cities come. I saw brother um brother specifically I saw brother ours was supposed to, our counsel.
Okay.
He asked
Okay.
me a question or two,
Okay. Okay.
and the other brother. Um, but like I said, it was very. I came. It was very active. Let's put it like that.
Mm.
So I like I said specifics. Couldn't tell you
Okay. Yes, sir.
because I know sometime later um like maybe like a week after um I was I was asked by the Supreme Captain, who was your father at the time. He was questioning all of us that were involved, and like I said, it was still kind of a blur.
Mm.
But I'm trying to recall it, and I had at one point, um, it was hard for me to get words out, and I've overcame that to a degree, but it was very hard. And I said, trying the best of my to recall the incident, and then try to verbalize it, because I wasn't the most talkative brother around. And so
Yes,
it
sir.
was
Okay, great. So after that happened, and you're in New York, the FOI survived the attack. The mosque is strong. The Brotherhood is strong. How were you afraid after that? Being wearing a suit and bow tie and going into the community, were you ever afraid after that?
not me.
Mm.
I was always, even to this day, even though I'm not quote unquote active, I'm always proud that I'm an FOI.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. What has been some of your favorite memories of the Most High Schools Farrakhan coming into New York?
I guess I remember, just come to think of it, prior to that incident, the month before, he was at the Javits Center,
Mm.
and that was um it wasn't the first time I saw him in person. It was my first major event that I was at with the minister.
Yes, sir. And how was that?
Oh, it was beautiful. You know I saw just a community coming out to see hear the minister, and I even saw a few people that I saw, maybe a couple of people that I went to high school with.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. Well, in New York, 1990, you were now we're doing the 90s. How was the Me Man March? How did that impact you?
Um. And that's the because around the time the Million Man March was going on, I mean, with all that had happened the year before, stuff dealing with myself personally, I started to take a downslide,
Mm.
and then and in all actuality, by that time I had missed the Million Man March. I didn't go,
Mm.
and like I said, in addition to downslide that I took, um, that's when my mother's health started to decline, and and she's she's in bad shape. She's in a nursing home now. But and like I said, um, I said I started getting weaker and weaker. In my, I thought I had, after that high moment, I started to crash. My weight started to come back. And like I said, now I gained the weight that I lost, I gained it back and then some. And I felt like in many ways, that I failed in this, in being in this.
Yes, sir. Well, brother Derrick, what do you like to do for fun now?
Um, I like reading. Um, I like I like watching like documentaries. I like to watch a little bit of sci-fi, particularly Star Trek, um, Star Wars, and the old Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, uh, what type of music do you like to listen to?
I like mostly old school R&B and a little bit of hip hop, particularly like from the 80s to like maybe the early 90s. Um, I and another thing, I knew my oldest brother went to school at Run DMC.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I used to they used to see me from time to time. um I even tried to sell Run. This when he started his Reverend Run thing, a final call. I said, hey Joe, you remember me? Just, and he said, I said, okay, Joe,
Mm.
peace.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, brother Derrick, what would you like your legacy to be, sir?
My legacy, all I would like to, all like I would like my legacy to be, if I even have, if I is, I tried my best to be a good Muslim, and though I didn't always, most of the time I felt like I stumbled and fell. Um, it's my journey's not end, hasn't ended.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, I want to make sure that some people are, saying go ahead, no fear in the comments, and I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Uh, brother Derrick, if people want to reach out to you on social media to reminisce with you or to get some inspiration, where can they find you? Find you at?
I'm on Facebook. Just you know, Derrick 3X on Facebook is spelled, the three is spelled out, and I haven't figured out how it works. I'm on, all my time on social media. I still haven't figured it out.
Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, just look me up, Derrick 3X.
Done deal. Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you, Brother Derrick 3X, for coming on the People's Podcast. I want to thank everyone who's watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.